let me get personal for a minute with you. So it's October the 20th of 2023, and sitting at a property management real estate brokerage here in town. I've been doing this for 20 years, and in those 20 years, I feel that I've done a good job of formulating relationships and alignment here in the real estate space that's helped our company grow, has helped me grow personally. One of which of those things is a business group that I'm associated with called Junto here in Arizona. And this week we had the CEO of the Greater Phoenix Economic Council, GPEC, Chris Camacho, come in and speak to us. And feel super fortunate to be able to hear from Chris directly what's happening in the market, a lot of concerns and challenges that we've been hearing about and legit that we've been talking about in these videos for the last 6 months to a year. He helped in understanding where those are coming from and what's happening. You can check GPEC out online at gpec.org. They have an amazing site, tons of data that helps us understand the economics of Arizona, where we stand. And I wanted to just touch on a few notes from our session with him. It was supposed to be 45 minutes, and legit, he ended up talking to us for an hour and 20 minutes on where Phoenix sits right now. And a couple hot points that I wanted to bring up that tie directly into, is Arizona still a great place to invest, right? I'm personally vested in those decisions because a lot of the things that he's saying, of course, are going to affect you and affect me and affect, what does the future of Arizona look like? He was, instrumental in TSM and Taiwan Semiconductor coming to town, the inner workings of what that looked like and what that's led to was really, really, really interesting and something that I hadn't heard before. So one of the things that I thought was very interesting was he talked about Phoenix being now since Taiwan Semiconductor is in this space, it's brought 30 additional companies to the valley already. And, because it's such a player, because it is the number one semiconductor manufacturer in the world, they are bringing, basically bolstering the GDP of Arizona into a top 10 city for GDP in the country. And we weren't that before. So this is putting us more on a map than we had been in the past because we are providing such stronger, more companies, more product, and it's affecting the economy that much more on a national scale. A couple of things that I thought were very, very interesting as well. Of course, number one, Dallas is our number one competitor right now for business. But the businesses that they're continuing to bring here into the Arizona area, it's almost like we've transitioned into this next level within the last few years since COVID, really, because TSMC is now that player and what it's looking like on a national and even a global scale for Arizona. I thought was very, very interesting. He also brought up the groundwater. So I'm going to put a link in this video down below talking about the water shortage and the water issue that we had talked about a couple of months ago. And he had actually responded with an article, with a document that he gave his perspective coming from a standpoint of what he brought up essentially was the article that most of us read when it came to what was going on with the water issue was something that the current administration had to put out because it was something that the previous administration had been sitting on for such a while. And because of that, it wasn't as important to them to making sure that the information was construed in a way that wasn't going to sound like we all needed to just go and like, oh my gosh, what the heck, we're running out of water? Like, this is so scary. But more so, like, really talk through what the options are and what solutions we're already providing that shouldn't give us any reason to worry. So I'll put a link in it. It's actually a really, really, really good article. It makes me feel significantly better, if not just great, about the water situation. And that was similar to what he said in this meeting was, we have nothing to worry about when it comes to water here in Arizona right now. given the current situation and things that we're learning. And over time, we're just going to continue to learn more and be able to come up with solutions for that water shortage. He also mentioned that climatologists feel that we're at the front end of an 8-year cycle, like a wet cycle, after 22 years of a dry spell, right? So let's see what happens there. I thought those were all very interesting information. He brought up some other things as well. Some of the things that they're really concerned about right now, which I won't get into right now, but he did say that this next big cliff that they're foreseeing. He brought up some real estate data. He brought up the consumer debt levels. We've been talking about this. He brought up the same types of things. Consumer debt levels right now, where those are at, he says, given the circumstances with people having to repay their student loans and seeing the credit card debt, he said that this was something that they're definitely paying a lot of attention to. Good news is for those of us investing in real estate right now here in the Phoenix area, I don't think you have too much to worry about on the water side. But as an economy on the whole, probably some things to look at. Also, if you are investors in any sort of REITs, you've probably been receiving information from those REITs, from those real estate investment trusts, on where that stacks up and how those numbers have been reflected, and what their projections are for the economy moving forward when it comes to those real estate investment trusts. I'll skip you to the end. Doesn't look too good. So the investments that those of us that are putting money in little by little into real estate investment trusts may not be super solid here for the next year or two, but opportunities are going to be presenting themselves as the market is shaking itself out and offering opportunities all around, just like they are. Hey, I do invest in real estate. I'm always looking at deals, always looking at opportunities, trying to find opportunities for our clients and find the future, staying ahead of what we think these trends are so that we can, stay as relevant as possible. Capstone's in a very, very good place right now. I feel fortunate to be surrounded by an amazing team. And at the end of the day, the service level that we provide, it keeps us, at the forefront of what's happening on the property management side. But with everything, it's like we're seeing those challenges on the real estate side, from sales to leasing to it's a very, very, very interesting space right now. If you have questions, you want to talk about what your future looks like in real estate, hit me up. Let's get on the calendar and talk through it, and I can give you some more details as to some other things that we heard too. Nothing super scary, but again, just things to be thinking about and help us stay ahead of the curve and one step ahead of our competitors, and honestly, just being able to take advantage of the market as it presents itself. Cool. Thanks so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. I'll put some links down below to Chris Camacho's contact information, to that article that I mentioned on the water, and then also to GPEC's, the Greater Phoenix Economic Council's website. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you. Thanks.